Happy 2023, y'all. All right, so we in the shop today. As you can see, we got the camo car ready to get started, getting this engine pulled out. So I got it on the lift, and pretty much the goal for today is to get the engine out. I'm gonna take a tip from my boy Sean, LS Swap Guru. And we've been talking and stuff, and what he does, especially on these B-bodies, actually I've only seen him do it on the B-bodies, is take out the inner fender on the passenger side. And I never thought to do that before, but talking to him and watching his videos, it just gives you a lot more access to the plug and all that stuff. That's because that corner is actually kind of tight in comparison to the driver's side. So we're gonna get the entire drivetrain pulled out today. Get it cleaned up under there. The plan is to possibly paint the engine bay. Well, I am going to paint the engine bay. I just got to decide whether I'm going to do it red or black. I'll probably end up doing it black because I don't know if I'll be able to find this exact red and it may throw it off. But black is universal, so that's what we're going to do. And I will take you guys step by step through LS swapping these cars in this series here on these videos. So this is a 94 Caprice. Currently has the 4.3 4L60. It's going to be getting this beautiful 6.0 LQ4 with a BTR Stage 3 cam. It's getting a 4L80 transmission, which is this guy right here, and a Circle D 3200 stall. And, you know, this is my first time using one of these intakes, so I'm interested to see how it works. I've heard good and bad things. I know they heat soak, but this isn't going to be a performance car. This is really just, as you can tell, a show car. So I think this is really going to give it that show look that we're looking for. You know, it's going to have air conditioning and all that stuff too, so we will be able to daily it. But I think this just looks a little cooler for what we're trying to do. So I don't want to bore you guys with a whole bunch of talking. That's one of my goals for my videos for 2023 is less talk, more action. So let's get into it. All right, quick little update on what we got done so far. I got the oil drained. We got the whole exhaust out. So this exhaust, we're ending up putting new exhaust in this whole thing, probably 2.5 inch stainless exhaust through the whole car. Couple things when you're doing 94, 95, you want to save. This is kind of like your drive shaft safety loop, I guess. You want to save all your shift linkages. So what I'm doing now is just letting the transmission drain as much as I can out through the bottom here, just through the tail shaft. It's not going to drain completely, but just enough to where it doesn't make a crazy mess, because I'm debating right now whether I want to pull the engine and transmission out together, or sometimes it's actually easier to drop the transmission and just yank the engine out after. That's the way I kind of do it, just because when you have especially if I'm by myself, because I can get the transmission out really easy from the bottom. I mean, once I take the starter off, torque converter bolts, bell housing bolts, slides right out, it's done. And then when it comes time to pulling the engine out the top, I just go up and over with it instead of having it like this and having to get the tail shaft of the transmission up and over. It's a whole thing. So plus it makes it a little easier to move around in the shop and stuff like that when they're separate. Got off the phone with the customer just now. He does not want to keep the drivetrain. I always ask before I do anything, because sometimes some people want to keep their original drivetrain. He doesn't want it. So we'll tuck it to the side. If anybody's interested, it's a freshly built 4.3. I know it's not that popular of an engine, but the car runs and drives great. He said it only has about 500 miles on it. It was recently built. I can see the freeze plugs are like brand new on there. Transmission shift's good. It's a 94, so 1 year only transmission. But that's about it. So I think I am going to just yank the transmission out. So I'm going to pull the starter out. I'm gonna have to cut these lines. I tried to twist them, but they started to kink on me, so I'm just gonna cut them. I mean, we're putting A&N lines in it anyway for the transmission, so we'll do so yeah, that's what I'll probably do. That'll probably make it easier for me since I'm by myself. So I will get this cover off, get the torque converter out. I'm sorry, torque converter bolts out, get the starter, torque converter bolts out, and then the bell housing bolts. I mean, they're, oh, you can't see it, it's too dark. Hold on, where's my light? I mean, bell housing bolts are clear as day. They're right there. So it'll be super easy to get them out. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And then we'll do the, we'll get the motor mount bolts out. I'll get this wheel off. We'll get this inner fender off because I think, yeah, it'll come right out. There's just a couple screws in there, 2 big screws there. It'll drop right out. We'll get the inner fender out, and then we'll disconnect the wiring harness from inside the car, and we'll just yank it out with the wire harness and everything connected to it, and go from there. So let's get it. All right, well, transmission's out. So the plan to take this fender well out is, yeah, we're gonna scrap that. I had the same problem in my personal Impala. Once these bolts get rusted in here, yeah, it's a wrap, because you got to be able to take the battery tray out, and then there's bolts that go through the fender well into, I think, into the frame. So yeah, we're not going to be able to do that with this right here. So we're just going to jump on top, start disconnecting the cooling system, get the motor mount bolts out, and then I will still disconnect the harness from under there. I probably won't worry too much about taking it out on top. So I'll get in the passenger door, disconnect it on the inside, disconnect the 2 7mm screws, pull it out, lay it on top, connect the chain, and then we'll just get it yanked out. I'm probably going to delete the ABS in this car too, just for the sake of space and prettiness. There's no speed sensors in the front of this car anyway. It's getting a Dakota digital, so we don't have to worry about the ABS light. And like I said, I did the ABS delete on my car, and brakes feel the exact same. So that's probably the route we're gonna go. Fuel system, got to disconnect that, and just a couple other small things, and we'll get this thing yanked out of here. So it shouldn't be too terrible. Shouldn't be too terrible at all. So say goodbye, 4.3, and then we'll get it pressure washed under here, get it cleaned up real nice, and get it looking real nice and pretty under here. And we'll paint the frame, we'll paint the fender wells, get all this cleaned up in here. Probably gonna get this oil. Oh, I think this is the trans cooler. I don't know why it's on this side. That's weird. Oh, it's not hooked up to anything. Okay, so yeah, we'll get that out. We'll get this AC condenser out, get a new one in here so it looks nice and new. I might just paint it black. Get the radiator out, get the fans out, just get everything as much out as possible so we can really make under here look really, really nice. And other than that, I mean, as far as stuff we're going to keep, you want to keep the return line off of the power steering pump. You want to keep this lower hose. This will become your upper hose for the LS swap. We'll retain the factory coolant bottle. We'll just paint it black. Of course, we got to keep that factory windshield wiper reservoir. Entire harness, all that stuff will come out. Everything else will come out. We'll get all that cleaned up. So yeah, not much left more to go. So we'll be back. All right, you know what time it is. Time to yank this thing out of here. So 94 Caprice, 4.3 drivetrain coming out. And then we'll start cleaning up and pressure washing and all that stuff. Let's get to it. she's out. I needed this is what I was using as the tripod. I stick the GoPro in that, and because usually I put it on this sometimes, but I got this up here. So I needed that to hold the hood up. That's why I had to stop the video or whatever, but it's out. I mean, there's nothing special about pulling an engine out of an Impala or Caprice. I've done it thousands of times. Not thousands, but enough to where it's not that exciting. So now the process is getting all this stuff out of here. I'm pulling the hoses, AC stuff is coming out, wiper motor, fuse box, everything. I'm going to clear this entire, well, I mean, I'm not going to touch the brake stuff. Well, I am actually, because I'm taking the ABS out, but you know, all this stuff is going to come out, so I can go ahead and just push the car forward over the drain over there. We'll get the pressure washer hooked up, and we'll just, I'm going to run to the dollar store and grab some oven cleaner, because that stuff works the best for getting that grime and stuff off. We'll get it all sprayed, and then we'll push it back right here in this spot, let it dry overnight, and tomorrow we'll come in and mask it off and start you know, painting and getting everything ready. We'll get the transmission out, we'll bolt it to the engine, get the torque converter in, and just start the process as far as getting everything going. This wheel's sitting here because, yeah, I did that. Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me. Like, yeah, ouch. Customer knows, you know, car I've been sitting in my garage for months, untouched, perfect condition. And the minute I got it on the trailer, and then when I went to back it off the trailer, there's no mirror on the passenger side. It just scraped the side and, you know, did that. So I have it off because I'm going to drop it off at, there's a place out here that does wheel repair or whatever, and I'm going to go ahead and drop it off to them probably tomorrow morning before I come in, and they'll go ahead and fix it, get it right and everything. Of course, I'm going to cover it, you know, so, but I did tell the customer, you know, I've seen situations with shops and stuff where they damage something, they try to fix it, and, you know, they don't tell the customer what happened, and then the customer gets the car back, and then they notice something different or off, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I curbed your wheel, but I got it fixed. You know, no, you don't want to do that. Just, you know, what can you do? It's done. So just, you know, let them know, hey, look, this is what happened, man. Apologize, but I'll take care of it. So even if they, you know, once they fix it, if he notices something is different or something like that, he'd be like, hey man, oh yeah, that's right, you did say you had to fix the wheel. So, you know, or, you know, because I put all my stuff on YouTube and I film and he watches my videos, he'd be like, hey man, why was that wheel sitting over there? You know, like, why is there a random spare, you know, in the back of my car? You know, so that's why. So yeah, made a little bit of a mess, not too bad though. So customer doesn't want the engine or transmission, like I said, so we'll tuck this aside. For this, I'll pretty much just rob everything off of it that I can use. Looks like it's got some good plugs in it. Opti for sure we want to hold on to, water pump, ignition control module, and coil. I'll probably grab the oil sandwich adapter for the 4.3. Because, you know, it eliminates the oil cooler lines. Or is that just the block? Oh no, that's just the block. Okay, never mind. But that's about it. I mean, the plugs look pretty new, but oh yeah, they are. But, you know, like to save them just for extras. You never know. Troubleshooting something, toss it on there. Injectors, fuel rail, will save all that. Map sensor, throttle body. I'm not going to touch these valve covers. We'll leave those, but. And then we'll just sit it down somewhere. It's a 4.3, so not very high in demand, but you know, you never know. But all right, that was it for this video. Like I said, I'm trying to do shorter videos and stuff like that. So that's it for this video, guys. I just want to show you we got some progress. We got the engine pulled out, and then we'll pick it up with cleaning it and painting the engine bay and making it all pretty. Happy 2023, y'all, and hope everybody has a happy and prosperous new year. Look forward to more content. You know, if there's any video requests, comment on this video. If there's anything you haven't, you know, you don't know how to do or need some help doing or something like that, you haven't seen it done, comment on the video, and you know, I'll try to make a video on it. Again, I do not diagnose cars via YouTube comments, so don't ask, you know, hey, my car is doing this, what do you think it is? I'm not going to answer, mainly because it's just guessing, and I get paid to diagnose cars, so why would I throw random suggestions out there for free. I'm not going to do it via YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I don't diagnose cars unless the car is right here in front of me. So sorry. So I'm not gonna, I'm not going to just, I'm not going to throw out random suggestions. Get on the Facebook group, search your problem, and I guarantee you, somebody else has had that problem, and 100 people have already thrown out random suggestions, and one of those suggestions may work for you. But if you're looking for it from me, you won't get it, because that's not what I do. I hate doing that, because it's just guessing. Yeah, my glasses are broken, I know. It's just guessing, and it's stupid. So that's it for this one, y'all, and I'll see y'all in part 2.